Good evening and welcome to True Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known have had a sighting or encounter and would like for me to share it on my channel, then please contact me. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and subscribe. As you all know, I haven't been uploading no new encounters because I didn't have no way of doing it. But tonight, I'm going to start uploading a series of new encounters. I will be starting my lives up pretty soon. Got some guests lined up, some really good guests. It's still a lot of questions when it comes to this cryptid, when it comes to this creature. And a lot of people will say that it's supernatural and flesh and blood. And I want to get y'all take on it. What do y'all think it is? Because when ask me the question, I say I really don't know. Because I don't think that we have enough data or information on this creature to say what it really is. And Ty J, I will be uploading the rest of her series and her encounters up real soon. But I just wanted to do this because I had a way of doing it. So since I wasn't doing anything, I said I'm gonna go ahead and upload these encounters because I never took this long to upload nothing. And y'all know that, especially in the beginning. You know, sometimes you get tired out and everything, but this I love, this is my passion. And I'm gonna continue to do this because I am so grateful for the ones who have stuck in there with me since day one. Another thing, anonymity means a lot, and you know I breaks that for no one. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this encounter. Now, this encounter right here happened near the reservation. My eyewitness said that he was taking some people back to the center after coming from a little festival. So as they driving, you know, they talking and stuff like that. As they driving, it started to drizzle just a little bit. So they continue to drive and they continue to talk. As they drive, and my eyewitness said he goes around this curve and then he gets on this straightaway. And he said as he driving down this straightaway, he sees a deer darts out in front of the road and cross to the other side. About a few seconds after that, he sees something else coming. Now, mind you, he said he tried to speed up and beat this other deer, because that's what he thinking it was at the time, and beat this other deer before it started to cross. But he said as he was driving down, he see that he wasn't gonna make it. So he slams on the brakes. Boom! Hits the side of the van. He said it hit it so hard that it tilted it. And it rocked. Boom, and set back down. He said that's when he see this thing goes around to the front, looks inside the window, and bolts on the other side in the same direction of this deer. So they sit there for a few minutes contemplating about what they just saw. So one of the passengers said, "What the was that? One of the deer?" "No, that was not a deer. That thing was way too big, and it had a wolf's head." Now mind you, this creature was on all fours. So I asked him to describe what he saw. He said as it was breaking from the right side, he see that this wasn't no deer and that it was massive on 4 legs. He said the head was humongous. It looked just like a wolf head with pointed ears. He said with those bright yellow eyes. He said that this thing did not have a tail. He said so they continued after sitting there to drive back to the center. When they get back to the center, he asked them not to tell anyone what they saw. And some of them said, "Why?" He said, "Please, just don't tell nobody what we saw." Because mind you, now they got this big dent on the side of the truck. And this is something that he had to explain. So they came up with the idea to say that it was a deer that hit the side of this van. So the next day, he gets up. He goes out there because it's daytime to really look at the damage. And then when he looked, he said that this dent was embedded so deep in the side of that van. He said, but what he is grateful for is that no one was sitting right there where this creature crashed into. So that was a good thing, because somebody would have really got hurt from what he said in the side of that dent. Now, that was his encounter. Like I said, that happened out on the reservation. And I hope y'all enjoy that. But we ain't gonna stop there. So without further ado, let's jump right in to this next encounter. Now this next encounter right here comes from my eyewitness. And my eyewitness said that she was visiting a friend who stayed in these apartments. And she said when she got there, it was during the evening. She said her son and her went to play with the other children. So she took him out so he could play with the other children on the playground. And the lady next door, who has a little girl, they came outside too. But as they was playing, my eyewitness said the little girl was over there standing near the tree line. She said all of a sudden, this little girl runs over there crying to her mother. And then my eyewitness said her son and another friend's son came and they looked it scared. And we asked them, what's wrong? What's going on? So my son said that they see a man who was really tall. I mean, they said this man was tall. This is what they said. They said this man was tall. And it came over to the playground near the tree line and tried to wave at them. My son then said, Mommy, I'm telling you, this man was tall. I asked my son to describe what he saw. And my son said that he was really tall. He said he had a hat on his head that was brown. He said when he looked up in the face of this man, it had huge red eyes. And then he go on to say that the skin looked weird. He said, but when he looked down at the waist, he see what he said was a tail flickering back and forth. He said he see a tail flickering back and forth. So my eyewitness told her son, she said, you sure that was a man with a tail? She said, Mommy, maybe it wasn't a man, Mommy. I don't know, but I know it had a tail and those big red eyes. So mind you, what did these little kids really see? What did these kids really come in contact with? Was it a cryptid? Was it a skinwalker? Was it a shapeshifter? Or last but not least, was it a werewolf? Now that's that encounter. I know it was short, but sometimes the short ones be really good. So we're not going to stop there. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into this next encounter. Now this next encounter right here come from an eyewitness. My eyewitness said that he was getting ready to meet up with a guy that he was trying to rent some property to.